Ram Temple donation controversy, the former Trust General Secretary Champat Rai has denied any role in the alleged embezzlement. But how did the irregularities go unnoticed? In On Point 2, we ask a disturbing question. If a tiger is chewing on a plastic bottle inside a protected reserve, how safe are India's forests really? In On Point 3, India is facing a new strategic challenge as China rapidly expands its missile arsenal along the border. Experts warn that the next conflict may begin not with troops but with precision missile strikes. The Ram Temple donation controversy is getting bigger with each passing day. For the first time since the investigation began, former Ram Temple Trust General Secretary Champat Rai has presented his version before the SIT. According to sources, Champat Rai told investigators that he had no role whatsoever in the alleged embezzlement of devotees' donations. He said that the moment the irregularities came to light, he acted immediately, helped identify the accused, and facilitated the registration of the FIR. Champat Rai is also learned to have accused Tinnu Yadav of betrayal. He told investigators that Tinnu Yadav had been associated with the trust for years and enjoyed everyone's confidence. Nobody, he said, expected Tinnu Yadav to betray the trust by allegedly getting involved in such an act. But while Champat Rai has denied any wrongdoing, fresh questions are now being raised over the functioning of the trust itself. Despite resigning from the official post, sources claim that the Champat Rai, Anil Mishra and Gopalji Rao continue to remain actively involved in the temple administration. Meanwhile, the controversy has also taken a political turn. UP Congress Chief Ajay Rai alleged that he was prevented from offering prayers at the Ram Temple and claimed that he had been placed under house arrest.
ये मैं आचार्य नरेंद्र कृषि विद्यालय के गेस्ट हाउस में हूँ और ये गेस्ट हाउस में मुझे इसमें अकेले बंद करके रखा हुआ है। आप देख सकते हैं कि ये पूरा का पूरा इधर अब ये दरवाज़ा सामने ये दरवाज़ा है, इसको भी बंद करके रखा हुआ है इन्होंने। अब ये देखिए पूरा इसको खींच रहा हूँ, उसके बावजूद भी ये खुल नहीं रहा है। ये पूरा बाहर से बंद है और ये सामने आप देख सकते हैं कि ये सामने के भी ये दरवाजे यहाँ पर भी पूरा बाहर से बंद करके रखा हुआ है।
हम लोग यहाँ पे दर्शन करने आए थे अयोध्या में, लेकिन यहाँ आके पता चला कि हमको ये दर्शन नहीं करने दे रहे। ये लोग जो चंदा चोरी को तो नहीं रोक पाए, लेकिन एक हिंदू को दर्शन करने से ये रोक रहे हैं। ये कहाँ का सनातन है, ये कहाँ का ये परंपरा है, कौन से धर्म की परंपरा है कि प्रभु श्री राम के दर्शन करने से उनको रोका जाए।
Meanwhile, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has hit out at Congress, accusing them of hypocrisy over Lord Ram. He said, and I quote, "Those who used to lathi charge people for chanting Jai Shri Ram are now advocating for Ram Bhakti."
वह कांग्रेस जो 2017 के पहले राम के अस्तित्व को ही नकार चुकी थी, श्री कृष्ण के अस्तित्व को ही नकार चुकी थी, आज वो भी कहती है कि राम तो सबके हैं। अब ये लोग सब मचल रहे हैं अयोध्या जाने के लिए। हर एक पौराणिक स्थल को और विरासत से जुड़े हुए स्थलों के पुनरुद्धार का कार्य हो रहा है। इसको बाधा बन करके इनको रोकने की उनकी चिढ़ थी। जब कुछ नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो अब अपने अनुसार फिर वे वही झूठ का सहारा लेकर के कुछ ना कुछ तो बोलेंगे।
Adding another layer to the controversy, sources say that average daily donation at the Ram Temple have reportedly increased after the alleged theft came to light. According to sources, before June 7, the average amount deposited in the bank as temple donations were around 16 to 18 lakhs per day. After the controversy began, the average daily deposit reportedly increased to 22 to 24 lakhs. So debate is no longer just about 8 arrests. If Champat Rai says he acted the moment the theft came to light, how did the alleged irregularities continue undetected? And who is the mastermind of the temple donation? On this issue, I'm joined by Arun Anand, author, political analyst, journalist, Dr. Himanshu Shukla, BJP spokesperson, Chitra Batham, Congress spokesperson, Sunita Aaron, senior journalist, and News9's input editor, Brijesh Pandey, who joins me from studio. before I go to the spokesperson first, let me take opening comment from Arun Anand. Arun, what do you make of it? I mean to say, no big wig is in the net, and people who are at the counting table have all been pressed and brought to books. What about the big guns?
The special investigation team has started the second round of investigation. Prima facie, I think they've acted quite quickly. But unfortunately, an administrative oversight has, now developed into a political slugfest. And I think the bigger issue is that the Hindu society is deeply concerned about, one, that why this thing happened. Second, that now this is getting converted into a political slugfest. And partly I agree with Yogi Adityanath. I don't think Congress or Samajwadi Party has the moral right to talk about it, but still the embezzlement has happened, and there are acts of omission and there are acts of commission. So there are people who have committed the crime, but there are acts of omission also where they have been allowed to commit that crime. So responsibilities, so there will be two kinds of responsibilities which need to be fixed. One is people who are directly involved, and second is that because of the oversight, people who are trusted with ensuring that systems and processes are in place and everything is done with absolute complete transparency. So if that thing has not happened, so then that's an act of omission. And but the way it is turning out into a political slugfest. But last point which I want to make is that I think it's the Hindu society is more pained now at what is happening. The charges and counter charges are flying thick and high, and they're looking for a standard operating procedure which needs to be in place to ensure that such institutions which are of great reverence for Hindus, so there is a proper standard operating procedure so that everything is being done with transparency, while not being handing over the complete institution to the government, also retaining its autonomy, but also ensuring that the regulatory mechanism is there. I think the larger debate should be on basically that issue.
Dr. Himanshu Shukla, it has, this entire theft has pained Hindus across India. That's something which was so celebrated. Such gross violation has taken place. And people who were in charge of it are washing their hands away and saying that their juniors were responsible.
जी नमस्कार, जय सिया राम, भारत माता की जय. First of all, you have said that Hindus have been hurt, so that is not right. The devotees' faith remains strong. Despite all the controversies and negative campaigns, the number of devotees visiting the Ram Janmabhoomi temple has not declined. The pilgrim visit continues steadily. The donations have also increased. This shows that the faith of millions of devotees remain firm in the government, in the trust, in the Hindu Sanatan Dharma की जो शक्ति है वो अभी भी स्तंभ की तरह खड़ी है. So people have not lost faith in the Yogi government. People have not lost faith in the Vishwa Hindu Parishad. Their faith remains firm because the government is also acting according to the faith, according to the people. I am hereby as a spokesperson for the BJP and as a Hindu, I am saying if anyone has the evidence, any evidence, media, journalists, any individual organization, if you have the evidence, submit it to the SIT committee, and those who are responsible for this crime should be punished more than they deserve. I am here saying this thing. So they will not be left. Everything will be done according to justice, and anything bad which has occurred, the people responsible will be punished, and nobody will be left. So the faith of Hindu will remain firm.
Okay, Chitra, your opening comments, the Congress spokesperson.
Well, Kartikeya, good evening to everybody. Over here, it is so shameful to continue to listen to all this morality ka gyan and whatnot. People who have claimed themselves to be Kattar Hindus actually prove themselves to be corrupt Hindus. The ones who said that na khaunga na khane dunga, hum Ram ji ko लाएंगे क्योंकि चंदा चोरी कराएंगे. So I believe that they don't have any authority or morality to judge or certify any Hindu's faith. A Hindu's faith has not been intact from today onwards or from when the BJP has been into power. Hindu's faith have been intact right from centuries and centuries, which is why today Ram Mandir was even a reality. But look at the fate of what has happened. It is so shameful. They didn't even spare Ramji. They did not even spare the faith of the Hindus, of crores of Hindus. They anyways made Astha a proper dhanda, and they have a proper pride and a show off thing that they do with this particular thing. So I think it's unabashedly a very shameful act. And over here, the BJP political analysts and the spokespersons do not have an iota of shamefulness to even accept or even think that any accountability will come out of it.
Okay, thank you.
Let me make a comment.
I'll take. You can respond. Let me take one opening comment from Sunita and Abhijay. Sunita ji, in your opinion, what has happened? For me, it's an act of criminality. I see this entire thing from two perspectives. A criminal act has taken place. Someone has run away with the devotees' money. The second thing is, how did this happen? Because ultimately, this was not one-off trust. This trust was being run by very powerful people. People who have held important positions in the government of India. So how did this happen? I'm surprised because the people responsible were also had an organizational experience. I don't want to get into this name shame business, but I mean to say I'm very surprised by the fact that this happened in this trust.
Exactly, Kartikeya. I think I'll have to comment on, there are a few points that were raised. One, I think people still have trust in Modi ji and Yogi ji. They're expecting some bigger action in the matter. One. Second, they worship Lord Ram, so they'll continue to go to the temple. They'll continue to go and do the offerings. It's not that they are worshipping BJP or VHP or anybody else. They have lost faith in the system that was there, which was run by the trust. The trust is still there. They are meeting on 5th. They're calling an emergency meeting after a month. Last thing, Champat Rai today made a statement and he said that Tinnu Yadav was responsible for everything. I'm actually aghast because Tinnu Yadav was just a driver. Did that driver had so much of excess that he could go anywhere and could take away money and everything, and Champat Rai and the other 13 trust members turned a blind eye to whatever was happening? As for the opposition and the politics that is happening, I think it is the responsibility of the opposition to raise such issues. It is a public issue. It is not BJP, VHP. It's an issue of my sentiments, my sacrifices, and my donations. It has nothing to do with VHP and VHP. The opposition must raise, and they should raise it louder. Had it been, a farce, had it been just, there was no truth in it, then we could have said, okay, there is politics being done. But here, the SIT report has confirmed it. There is a scam. So I think opposition must raise it, and Prime Minister should act fast.
Okay. Your opening comments, there are two things here. One is, yes, opposition should raise it. But when for example, the members of parliament from the Congress party, they want to go there, it doesn't cut much ice with the Hindu sentiment. Those are two different things.
Well, if it doesn't cut much ice with the Hindu sentiment, let the Hindus decide that. I mean, you can't not allow them to go and visit temple. See, there are two things. A, people who believe that what happened in Chanda Chori is the only staccato, standalone event that has taken place, they're wrong. This is not the first time that has happened. Before that, when land purchases were being done, Indian Express did a detailed story about how lands were sold at a very heavy, highly inflated prices. 2 crore, 20-30 lakh rupees land was sold to 2 crores, and then immediately 5-6 hours later it was sold to for 15-18 crores. I may be wrong by a crore here and there, but something to the effect. It was in public knowledge. Newspapers ran stories, investigations for a very long time, but nobody took any action whatsoever. Now, the second part of the story is that what is shocking is not the fact that this happened. What is shocking is that Champat Rai is so easily able to arraign blame at the hand of Tinnu Yadav, as if Tinnu Yadav was the CEO, the whole, the lord and master of how Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra was being run. Tinnu Yadav was confidant of Champat Rai, and if Champat Rai didn't knew. Champat Rai himself said that he is the one who brought this entire incident to light. He said he is the one on 5th or 6th of June. He got the police involved, came and investigate those people. But what happened, from 5th of June till 23rd of when, when the UP government formed an SIT, what did the police do? And didn't the police inform the state government of this? The ACS home is also part of this committee. Didn't they inform them? Wasn't the DM informed of the kind of embezzlement that was going on? But nothing happened. And when, it was raised, people say that, why it's being politicized. I mean, it's saying like that, tomorrow, if there's an issue between two Muslims, so they said that there's some issue in running of, say, a masjid, they'll say, no, let Muslims settle it. The law doesn't apply. And it has to be done in a limited thing. It can't be the case. The fact is that it was in the knowledge, especially in knowledge of Champat Rai. The police knew about it because if you go by the statement of Champat Rai, he called the police and investigation was done. When CCTV was installed there, I mean, it's just 10 days gig which you are talking about. And it was all based on CCTV. Who installed CCTV? And the person who installed CCTV, did he or did he not saw all of these people, 8, 9, 10 people, taking money from the hundi and keeping it with themselves? And if they saw, why didn't they brought it to the notice of police? If they brought it to the notice of the police, why didn't the police filed an FIR? What exactly were they waiting for? Were they waiting for Akhilesh Yadav to raise this issue, then being dubbed as a Muslim?
Let me take this question to Arun. Arun, is it a reflection of a deeper malice of the way institutions were formed to run this entire place? Or do you think that individual errors led to this? I am asking a very specific question to you, sir. Institutional malice or certain individuals really goofed it up?
I think it's a mix of both. No, I think there should have been a system in place that where an individual is going to goof up, so there needs to be a backup system. So that system is not driven basically only by an individual. So I think enough provisions were not made. Yesterday me and Sunita ji were on a debate and she had made a very pertinent point. And I want to bring in that, like in Kashi Vishwanath, she had mentioned that, so there are, or in Banke Bihari Mandir in Vrindavan, so there are, SDMs or magistrates under whose supervision counting and everything takes place. And there are a lot of other temples also in which, such embezzlements do not happen. And so I think there needs to be a standard SOP. And what Brijesh ji was saying, let me, Brijesh ji, clarify. I never said that why it should be politicized.
No, I didn't mention.
I just made a statement.
I was referring to the BJP spokesperson.
No, listen, because I was also talking about it. So you should have specifically mentioned that the BJP spokesperson said that, because I had also spoken about it. So I want to be basically clear about it. One. Second is that I also want basically my co-panelist from Congress, when you talk about the political analyst and you use words like shamelessness, I think you need to work on your vocabulary in a civilized discourse. These are not the... Can I finish? Can I finish, Chitra ji?
Chitra ji, let him... Chitra ji. Chitra ji. Sorry, Chitra ji, I think there's a bit of a problem. Arun is not in BJP. Arun is not in BJP. Arun is not in BJP. Himanshu is in BJP. Himanshu Shukla is part of BJP. Okay, I'll come to you, Chitra ji. Let Arun finish. Chitra ji, I conduct these debates very differently, You'll be surprised and perhaps you'll enjoy it also. Arun, I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy it. Arun.
Kartikeya ji, I'm actually basically shocked and aghast because I've been on your debates for so long. If, this kind of abusiveness takes place on your debate, so I feel sorry for the standards also which you have set up. And let me also tell you, don't get personal on debates. Let's talk about the issue. So I'll come back to the issue. It's a goof up by an individual, not by an individual, by multiple individuals. And when you take the glory, you also have to basically, when you take the bouquets, you also have to take the brickbats. So those who were basking in the glory of, building up a Ram temple and running a system and catering to the faith of millions and millions of people. So now they are answerable. They are answerable to the system. They are answerable to the people of the country. And these answers must be provided cutting across party lines. And I also have a word of advice for Himanshu Shukla ji. Himanshu ji, I've spent 3 decades and I've done basically, 2 books on Ram Janmabhoomi. So let me tell you, when it is not the matter of whether the faith of the people will change, as Sunita ji was saying. It is basically the faith of the people in Lord Ram. Please do not connect it with Yogi ji and Modi ji. These are two different, basically, strands. So let's not mix these two strands. So it does not mean that if they have a faith in Yogi ji and Modi ji, all those people have faith in Lord Ram also, and vice versa also. So it is not related to, people. Lord Ram is much above everybody. So that faith will remain. जब उनका जो है वो एक टीन के शेड में चल रहा था, तब भी उतना ही फेथ था लोग जो है मंदिर के बनने या बनने से भगवान राम do not need a mandir.
First of all, I said that people have faith.
Listen to me.
That they will take action.
That is the problem with you youngsters. You don't listen. You have a viewpoint and opinion on everybody. Listen to me.
But I cannot let you misinterpret my statements, na?
I am just suggesting.
I am humbling listening to you.
आप जवाब दे दीजिएगा हिमांशु जी, दे दीजिएगा जवाब.
I'm just suggesting you can take it or leave it. I'm just saying, let's not mix politics with faith in this case. So, that will be a deadly cocktail, and we will not be able to find out a solution at the end of the day, because it is a very, very serious matter, and we need to find a permanent solution to this problem.
Dr. Shukla.
See, I'll just complete my statements that I said that trust did not hit the matter. It itself initiated the process for an impartial investigation. And whoever is found guilty should face legal action. People have faith in the government, that it is not like the previous government in which the scams used to take place, and no action was being taken. And I would not agree with you, Shri Arunji, that you have told the managing editor that he is not, maintaining the level of the debate. It is the problem of Chitra Bhatham and Congress Party that
and also the managing editor. It's okay,
bringing issues.
Himanshu, I have known Arun for a long time. One thing you got to give it to Arun.
Let me complete the statement. The level of debate has not decreased. It is the level of upbringing of the Congress people, the Congress leadership, the Congress party, that they can say anything. They can create any chaos during the debate, during any process, during any government process. So they have made 5 allegations. When this thing came up, so they made the Sabrimala gold controversy. Then it was found out that it is a fake allegation. Then they said that Somesh is the nephew of Gopal Rao. Then it was found out that the person name is Gopal is not Gopal Rao, and family records show that the surname is Nagar Katte. Then they made allegation that Somesh visited the Karnataka 50 times, Champat Rai was sidelined, SIT has prevented trustees from leaving Ayodhya. So Congress has a thing of creating chaos everywhere, and the people who said in the court that there is no existence of Ram, I would personally, that is not the statement of the party or any judgmental.
Dr. Shukla,
say
I have to put something on record. A lot of people
have no right to say anything.
Both me, I have to put something on record here. Both me and Arun worked together in 2003, way back as youngsters in Ashtak,
So are you denying what Mr. Shukla is saying?
No. So I have known this gentleman for more than 23 years. I have known this gentleman 23 years. We worked, as junior people, So, it's not about, it's not, see, Shukla ji, it's not about standards of debate. He has the right to say what he feels at the moment. My job is to listen to it. If it crosses the line, then I tell him, you have crossed the line. But the job is, I should be able to listen to him, and he should be able to listen to me. I think that's where the good debate lies. We don't talk to each other. We talk with each other. Chitra ji, I have a question for you. And please don't fire up. मैं बहुत politely पूछा हूँ. My question is, Kishori ji went there, other people went there. But when inauguration of Ram Mandir took place, senior Congress leadership did not go there. Now, you people have raised the issue. Do you think that it is going to cut the ice with the electorate? And I'm not saying that you do not have the right to raise the issue. I agree with Sunita ji. You have all the rights to raise the issue. Whatever you want to raise the issue, whenever you want to raise the issue. But when you suddenly do thing like this, I'm using the word thing, will it cut ice with the electorate, ma'am? This is what I want to ask you.
Karthikeya, let me first, clear out that even the Shankaracharyas did not go for Ram Mandir's inauguration. So are you going to blame them as well? We all know how it happened, under what circumstances it happened, and for what reasons did it happen, for what politics did it happen. So I don't want to get into that particular thing. Our lot of senior leaders have been continuously going and visiting Ram Mandir time and again. We don't have to prove our faith to anybody, or we don't have to have a display of our faith to anybody in order to get votes out of people. So we don't do all that nonsense thing. I would want to ask, the blame game, the shameless blame game that is happening over here, who's to be blamed? The one who did the Shilanyas, the one who did the Dwajarohan, the one who appointed trustees in the trust, that person, Narendra Modi, is completely accountable for whatever has happened in the Ram Mandir trust.
How can the Prime Minister be accountable for... I don't like to stop you, but we are talking about an institutional authority. आप गुस्सा हो सकती, but how can the Prime Minister be accountable for what is happening in the trust? I think that's not, ma'am, that's not a fair thing. I mean to say, yes, DM is accountable, SSB accountable, these people are accountable, it's happening. How can Prime Minister be accountable, Chitra ji? How can Prime Minister be accountable for what is happening in trust? Okay, I have a political question. No slug fight. Sunita ji, is it also a reflection of the tense relationship within BJP? And I know I'm asking you a very touche question. Tense relationship between powerful figures within BJP. What's happening? Suddenly Yogi Adityanath has started to speak on this issue.
No, but that's Yogi Adityanath. That's his personality. You can't stop him. And as for the tense relationship, I think we have been talking about it for ages. And they continue. I have a feeling that, one, Yogi is not a person who can be shoved around, who can be removed. You give a chit and remove him. He can't be. He has become a brand, courtesy BJP only. Second, the day the two big guys in Delhi would decide, they'll be able to do it. It will be for Yogi to decide whether he goes to Math or Delhi. So I think these are the issues that we keep on discussing. I think the press has been discussing about his removal.
No, I asked you because he was not directly associated. Tell me if I'm wrong. He was not directly associated with it.
I would say that the sharp response which has come is more like cutting your losses. Because this issue was something which could have blown out of proportion and it could have dented BJP's, electoral gig, which has elections is literally around the corner. I think they did a smart thing by cutting their losses, by making right kind of noises, by saying that, all those who are responsible for it, 8, people have been arrested. Tinnu Yadav has not all of a sudden sorry.
Karthik, and he's the chief minister of the state. He can't stay silent. He has to talk about it. As chief minister, as head, what has happened? The trust was formed by the central government. This is where I feel the government should have monitored it. This is not the first time when the issue has been raised. I think when the land was being sold, there was a controversy. Then after that, even Mahipal Singh had raised the issue in 21. Then again, somewhere I think there should have been a better monitoring. That's how I look at it. And as for why BJP, Samajwadi Party is going, okay, when the liberation movement was going on, they had a different opinion. They fought against it, they lost it. The temple came because of the Supreme Court order. But that doesn't bar some party or some leaders from entering or going to any temple forever. There are issues which are raised, you oppose, you support it. Simple as that. So, and now if Nripen Mishra was involved in the construction of the temple, then Akhilesh has been saying that he was with Mulayam Singh when the firing happened. So, people, you evolve, you move on. I think the issue is scam, the donation scam, which is where the focus should be instead of who did what, when. We are totally diverting from the main issue, and the focus of the government as well as the leader should be on that.
I think you hit the right word, probity. I think that's what Arun was also saying, probity. You got to go down to the root of it. You got to pick up people because it's not retribution.
But there is also
then you need to resolve the situation by institutionalizing
But there
the
is
process.
also one more thing which I would say that, when you talk of CEO, when you talk of other things, the probity has to be given the sensitivity of the matter and being such a huge faith thing. As she was mentioning about Mahipal Singh, they have been raising about 40% cut and he has given interviews to left, right and center and he has not been shut down. And he is talking about Nripen Mishra. And you know, the talks is about Champat Rai. And until unless you take action against Champat Rai, you just cannot brush it under by taking name of Tinnu, Yadav and, other Shuklas and Pandes in it. It just doesn't cut ice. And if they were this powerful and they had this entire, running this entire thing, there's a fiefdom, I think, then all kind of crime can be justified.
Okay, I thank all of you. I've really run short of time. Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Chitra. Thank you, Dr. Shukla, and thank you, Sunita ji, for joining me, and thank you, Brijesh, for being with me always. So this is all I had on point one. But don't go away, because on point two, this is something very close to my heart. It's about a very disturbing visual: a tiger chewing on a plastic bottle inside a protected reserve. Is this what we are making of our core areas? And this is not AI. This is for real.
Meet the tomorrow today. ICFI is the bridge between tomorrow and today. Bridge between aspirations and accomplishment. Bridge between I wish to I can. I will remove the gap. Welcome to the